Hello, and welcome to Tune In, the official podcast of the British Association of Barbershop Singers. I am Peter Bryant. I am just your humble host. I am.
Yeah, I was actually wondering how you were going to introduce yourself.
It's taken me 6 months to figure out that introduction, which is why we've had such a long break. No, so I, as many of you and many returning listeners will know, I am no longer Babs Director of Marketing. However, the Babs board asked me to stay on as host of Tune In because I asked them if I could, and they said yes.
Because we really like it when people do things for the Babs board.
Yes.
It's very good. If anyone else wants to do anything for the Babs board, get in touch. We'll find you something to do.
There it is. There's the theme of the podcast right there. I'm joined, incidentally, by Babs Director of Administration, Alistair Lamyman.
Oh, no, I've also changed my job title now as well.
Sorry? Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot's happened since we last had a podcast.
Exactly.
What are you director of?
I am Babs Director of Governance and Internal Comms.
Very good. That's a longer job title than you had before.
Yes, primarily because as people will now become more familiar with some of the work that I do is a thing that I took over from yourself, Peter, from your good self, was the Babs Bulletin, which is something which we now do on a bi-weekly basis. And as such, that is our primary method of communication to all of our lovely members, who I assume is the majority of our listeners. And as such, that is my role, which is where the internal comms part comes from. And I'm also quite responsible for all of our lovely constitutional things, like our annual general meeting and stuff like that. Hence, governance and internal comms.
Very good. I like it. So it's been a little while since we've had an episode of Tune In. We're kind of calling this season 2, the rebooted Tune In podcast. Obviously, this episode is very similar in format to previous episodes, but I have had several thoughts about things that I want to do as part of the podcast, which is very exciting. I think there are. I basically want to speak to people other than just the people on the board.
Entirely valid. I think you should do that.
Because there's lots of cool people doing very cool things in Babs, and I think this is a very, very cool and useful platform on which to share those stories and insights. So get subscribed if you're not already subscribed, because we've got some fun conversations coming up. However, for now, we're speaking, Alistair, on the 10th of February, 2026. What's happening? What's going on in Babs? In the world of
happening?
Babs?
Oh my goodness! Everything.
Tell me
is
about
happening.
it.
It's all go. So since we've last had a conversation, obviously a number of things have gone on. Primarily, I think it's probably the biggest news of what's happening in Babs at the moment is our wonderful chair, Shanna Wells. As we sent out in an email a couple of weeks ago, Shanna Wells has decided to step down from her role as chair after, I believe, now 8 years in total on the board. I think Shanna was there when you joined the board, Peter, and memory serves. And she has served the organisation with with aplomb. That's the word that people will know. She has been an absolute stalwart, very just heroic efforts throughout her length of service, but she is stepping down. So as such, Calvin Laverick, who is our current vice chair, will be stepping into that role as sort of an interim until we find somebody to replace Shanna in the role of chair. I did speak to Peter offline before we started the recording. He does not want that role. So, dear listeners, ask not what Babs can do for you, but what you can do for Babs. And that is run the entire organization.
Yeah.
No. You would be joining. There's obviously a very solid team of directors in place. I know, obviously, Peter, you served for 6 years across multiple directors yourself. I've been on the board now for 3 years. There's a very
Is that
solid
all?
team.
Crikey.
Yeah, I know, right? I felt like I was around for longer because I did all of my secretarial stuff
Oh, of course, you were the
beforehand.
board secretary first.
So
weren't you?
yeah, I
Yes.
did hang around for about 2 years prior to that, but I've actually only been a director since 2023. But yes, we will be opening a formal recruitment process around the time of the AGM, once we've got all of our handovers in place and we know where we're looking for. But if you are interested in the role, or should I say any of the roles that are currently available on the Babs board, of course, Peter, you stood down
My old job's up for grabs still.
6 months ago. Again, also has undergone a rebrand.
Isn't that ironic that the moment the director of marketing steps down, the organisation undergoes a series of
rebrands? Yes.
Yeah,
So if you want
curious.
to apply to be our director of digital and external comms,
Mm-hmm.
it's simply because I'm doing the internal comms. If you want to do the internal comms as well, you could probably be director of marketing. But director of
or
digital
director of
and
communications. Huh.
yes. If you want to be the Alistair Campbell of Babs,
Yeah.
that's probably not going to be a good selling point, is it? Really?
I thought you were already the Alistair Campbell of Babs, and I'm
Mainly.
I'm the Rory Stewart of Babs.
The rest. We're already so off-piste.
We are.
But no, there's a couple of...
it's season 2, Alistair. Anything could happen.
Season 2, anything can happen.
Go
It's
ahead.
all going out. It's unfiltered.
It's all out the
podcast,
window.
This.
Yeah.
It's unedited. It's all going out. It's not live. Is it live?
It's not live.
Okay, it's not live.
There is a button here that makes it live, and I did nearly press it, but I decided.
Well, I'm
against
very
that.
happy it is not live. I don't know why.
If you want the next episode
anyway.
to be, if you're listening to this, if you want the next episode to be live, you can email podcast@singbarbershop.com with your plea. And
if you want to be on the next podcast, I assume that's also how they get in touch with you, right?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Podcast
This is the bar, everyone. If you want to be on the podcast, this is the bar. This is where we are. But no, to bring things back to where we were, in all seriousness, is this also recorded? Are there people seeing these actions I'm doing?
Yes, you are on YouTube now. Yeah,
brilliant. I'm glad that I got that information prior to me doing the.
You've done this before, Alistair. I don't need to brief you.
I have
done this before.
I have. You are correct. A lot of things have happened in my life since I did this last.
Alistair, what were you saying? For goodness sake, man. Get
Thank
back
you,
to
Peter.
it.
So we're currently having 3 roles available on the Babs board. So obviously the chair role is coming up in the next couple of months or so. We'll find a process for that. Director of digital and external comms, which would be in charge of promoting the wider Babs organization to the wider world. So I know, Peter, when you were on the board, it's sort of that graphic design element to promote all of our events externally, our communication with other organizations, to how we can strengthen our ties from a Babs perspective, that sort of thing, and dealing with all of that nature. And then, of course, we are still looking for a director of event planning. So again, there is a relatively sizable events team already in place, as there has been, and as anyone who has been to one of our conventions in the past knows, we have got a very excellent courier team and logistics team and backstage team and reception team, and we have a number of people already in place, but someone to lead the coordination efforts, both within those teams, but also externally with places like venue communication and that sort of side of things. We are still looking for someone to take on that role. What I will say at this point as well is anyone who is interested or just wants to know a little bit more information, feel free to reach out to anyone who is currently on the board. You can find all of our contact details on the website, or just reach out to us on Facebook or any other means of communication. We'll be there to answer your questions or queries. But yeah, if you are willing and able I mean, we'll just take Abel at this point, to be honest. Um, I mean, I'll just, yeah, or just take Willing.
Yeah.
Do get in touch with us.
Yeah, very good. Excellent.
What
So,
else is happening at Babs?
what else is
That's something
happening in
else.
Babs, Alistair? Other than the fact that there are lots of roles available for people to get their teeth stuck into, things continue to roll along from a musical point of view. I imagine. I'm hoping we've actually just had an event, which both of us were at in different capacities, which was Directors Academy down
Correct.
in Nottingham, which was great. So this was so 3 weeks ago. No, it was in
Yes.
January sometime. Yeah, sometime
Very
in January.
fascinating spread there of our geographies, because the fact that you said down in Nottingham is a very alien concept to me, being almost in Surrey.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very much up in Nottingham. So there we go. So you've got both there, dear listeners. Now you've got both up
Yeah,
or
who said we
no
weren't
across.
representative?
No across in Nottingham. That's a weird thing to say. No one would say that.
No.
But Directors Academy with I'm not going to say that, with Sean Devine, director of Parkside Harmony, and of course, lead of the 2008.
Yep.
2008?
Yeah.
2008
Keep going. You got
BHS
it.
International Quartet Champions, OC Times.
Yeah.
We love OC Times in this house. How was that? Was it good fun?
Very good. It was great. It was excellent. So I was there as the director of my labs chorus, Main Street Sound, and it's the first time I have been to a Directors Academy in probably about 6 years where I haven't also had to do board
Other
meetings
stuff.
and things. So I was like stuck in. It was very, very good. So for folks who aren't familiar with Sean, Sean is also performance judge with the Barbershop Harmony Society, and so he kind of comes at things from that angle, and it was really cool because nobody has ever spoken about performance in the way that Sean spoke about performance to me anyway. Like, it was a lot of it was new to me. And it was interesting actually to experience that, because Sean's chorus and actually their sister chorus, Parkside Melody, are interesting in that they perform without a conductor. So they have musical directors who like run rehearsals and do all the usual stuff that a musical director would do, except they don't stand in front of the chorus and wave their arms. So that the choruses perform without conductors, and so that gives them a slightly unique angle and perspective through which they can do different performance things. And I feel like Sean comes at it from a very sort of musical theatre angle. And so he doesn't talk about, or he didn't talk about choreography. And I do get the sense that the Barbershop Harmony Society is kind of trying to not move away from it necessarily, but kind of make the case that not every song needs choreography, but every song does need.
There's a big difference between movement and
Yeah.
enthusiasm versus, at this point, we will make our chorus do a big wave we'll move
Yeah.
our bodies at slightly different angles and everyone will go, wow.
Yeah, definitely, and that was kind of the conduit through which Sean was talking about it. Is that you can have a movement plan, and the movement plan can be, anything you like. And he talked about various techniques that you can use to have movement plans in different kinds of songs and stuff. But the point that he was really trying to drive home, I felt, was that it has to be driven by what's in the music and what's in the lyrics. So it's not.
Okay.
It's, as you say, it's not just, hey, wouldn't it look cool if we all waved our arm about at this moment, and let's do a big ripple and in this section here. Like, for some songs, that's fine. If you're singing a song talking about a parade or something like that, then choreography does actually fit, and the music and the lyrics do actually drive that sort of
Case in point,
performance plan, right?
an example that a lot of Brits may be familiar with is like when the White Rosettes do When the Parade Passes By.
Yeah,
Like, it's very much an obvious choreographed
yeah,
plan, but
and it
it makes
works.
sense because they are an audience and a parade band, and they're playing instruments, and they're doing, and like that makes sense.
Yeah, but if you're singing like, and this often comes up with up tunes, right? But there's a lot of
Yes,
up tunes that aren't about parades, believe it or not, in Barbershop. Let's think of an example of an up tune. So I don't know, something like "Deed I Do," which is was popular. I think GQ did it, and a few other quartets have did
correct.
it. But it's a love song basically. It happens to be a fast song, but it's a love song. Like, would you put parade style choreography to a love song? That probably doesn't make sense. Right.
Correct.
So I think Sean's point was, if you're gonna put a movement plan in place, think about how it fits with the music that you are singing and the lyrics that you're singing.
Right.
Think about what the music is actually like, um, moving you to do, if that makes sense. One of the phrases that he used was, "Don't move to the music, let the music move you,"
Oh.
which I think was very, very
Oh,
good.
I like
It's a
that. That's
really,
good.
really good way of putting it. Um, and particularly for ballad singing, he talks about thinking about um, who are you singing to? Like, who's the recipient of the message that you're trying to convey? Is it one person? Is it yourself? Is it like a monologue or a soliloquy or something like that? Are you talking to like other people around you, or are you just like making a big declaration to the world? And that sort of thing. And just like making that decision at each point in the song, um, can really inform a lot of what your performance plan should look like at that moment. Um,
Oh, wow.
so very, very good, really, really
Mm.
interesting. It kind of, if you go watch videos of Parkside Harmony doing contest performances and other performances, you can see all the stuff in action, and he does really do it like that with his own chorus. So
So,
it's
yeah,
very
most
interesting.
recently, because I don't think they competed last year, but 2024, they did American Pie, which obviously is a song that we all know is famously nearly 8 minutes in length.
Yeah.
And this song was nearly 8 minutes in length, and I think I can't remember what their ballad was, um, but it was also quite long. But it was good. It was great to watch, and, like, the year before, I believe they did, like, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Hmm.
Uh, Again, it had the plan, and it made sense with what they were doing and how it works. So I would strongly recommend, dear listeners, uh, or viewers, as I've now discovered, is on YouTube,
Mm.
to go and watch both of those performances. And also, whilst we're talking about Parkside Melody, um, as well, this year did The Show Must Go On and I Am What I Am.
Hmm.
Uh, Both absolutely spine-tingling performances there. And again, really makes a lot more sense when there isn't a director in front of them. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
go watch both of them. Go watch all of those performances.
Yeah.
We'll wait. We won't wait.
So that there was a lot more stuff that it was a whole weekend that we got to
Mm,
spend with Sean, and there was a lot more stuff we got into. We talked a lot about sort of how choruses are actually run from a sort of nuts and bolts point of view, like what should
okay.
directors be doing every week and what shouldn't directors be doing every week.
Mm,
And what I learned was that too many directors are doing too many things for their
yes,
choruses.
almost
Um,
certainly.
so if you sing with a chorus and you want to help your director out, just go and say, hey, is there a job that I can take off your plate? And and I'm sure the answer would be yes. Like
This is what
I
I always
I
find fascinating, learning about like the top US choruses.
yeah.
Or just have a look on their websites. Have a look on their websites of like Westminster Chorus or Central Standard or the Vocal Majority or something like that. And they have got lists of people who are on their executive committee, like president of this, vice president of this, executive secretariat, division 1 president, something of this. The lists are massive. And then they have directors, assistant directors, the secondary assistant directors, deputy director. Their teams are gigantic, and I get that perhaps a larger chorus can beget some of that occurring, which is obviously harder for a smaller chorus to achieve. But if you are a smaller chorus and you have if you can have a director that can rely solidly on a good executive committee who should be doing very obvious and separate tasks, you will both excel more than if that was not in place. I know from Meantime's experience, so Meantime Chorus, obviously when Meantime was set up, which is now a decade ago, Simon Arnott, who is the director, who's previously been a Babs board member, I'm sure a lot of listeners are familiar with him, did 95% of everything. Like booked rehearsal rooms, bought music, organized it. He did so many things. Ran the social media at one point, I think, which is mad. And now, I'm sure Simon wouldn't mind me saying, Simon's job is considerably more limited, which gives him the space to do what he does exceptionally well, because he does not have to trouble himself with other bits. And, having that committee in place, having the deputy directors in place, having a music team you can rely on, gives you as a director the capacity to do great and wonderful things.
And it's not even you don't even have to volunteer for like a position on the committee or something. Like the number of directors who put their hand up when they were asked who is the key holder for your rehearsal venue,
right,
was like, oh my god, like why are the musical directors turning up first and opening the venue and then leaving last and closing up? Why is that their job?
No,
like
it should not be their job.
Anyone in the chorus can do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I think what I would encourage listeners to do really is just offer to help. You don't need to join the committee. You don't need to do anything musical or anything like that. If you could just
bring the biscuits,
or
be that person.
Help with the risers. Something that Sean mentioned was because Sean was previously a member of the Masters of Harmony.
Yes,
and his experience when he joined them was that every new member of the Masters of Harmony gets a job title. And it could be like riser team, like riser crew or something. But like the moment you join, you are asked, okay, here's all the jobs, here's all the teams. Which one do you want to do? We probably need some help over here. We might need some help over here. These guys over here are probably doing okay. How can you help? And you are basically made to join a team or to take on a job of some kind with the Masters of Harmony. And that's cool. So like every member of the Masters of Harmony is not just a singer, they have another role, right? And I think that's cool. I found that really 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 fun. And it's interesting as well from like the musical perspective, because Sean has multiple section leaders in each of his sections. So he has like 3 or 4 bass section leaders, etc., etc. So there's a lot of stuff. But yeah, that was something that really really struck me as part of those kinds of sessions at Directors Academy, was because I'm very very lucky in my chorus that I do have a big team. We're not a big chorus, but lots and lots of people do contribute in different ways. And I kind of realized that I was taking it for granted a little bit because other directors are not that fortunate. And I think, as singers, if we're invested in our choruses, we should be offering to help in any way that we can. And I'm not. I really hope that doesn't come across as like bitter or irritated. I just think it's a cool opportunity to do something nice for your director. Is just offer to help.
Yes.
If you can, not everyone can. It's fine, but I think if you can, it's a really, really nice thing to do, and it's a great way to support your chorus and make your chorus better. Because if your director's got one less thing to do, then that's a bit more time and mental energy that they have to spend on making you better. So
Ask not what your chorus can do for you.
right,
It's all it's we've got a theme here. Got a
but obviously, before you offered to do anything for your chorus, obviously apply to be chair of Babs. That should be your first.
Chair
That
of
should be your first point of call.
biscuit
But if
team
you get,
for your chorus second.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
come
that's
on,
it.
guys, work with me on this.
So yeah, no, look, Directors Academy was really, really interesting. It was a great balance. Big shout out to Simon Lovkowski, who's the music and education director for Babs, for putting the event
His
together.
job title has not changed.
His job title, excuse me, remains the same.
Remains the same.
He had a team of folks behind him. I think Sam Wallace helped a lot.
A big shout out to Sam Wallace. Yes,
with logistical things
sure.
and that sort of stuff, and plenty of other people behind the scenes as well. So thanks to everyone who helped put together Directors Academy. Thanks to Sean for some really, really great, inspiring and uplifting educational stuff. And thanks to everyone who came. It was great. We had obviously it's a Babs event, so we had lots and lots of Babs people there, but you know, I was there representing a Labs chorus. There were plenty of other Labs chorus folks there, and even folks.
We had a number of international,
even further afield, right?
Yes, people come to the event, which was really good. I think we had a couple of people from. We had Rob, who I think is from Portugal, so from Bieber, and we had a couple of people, I think, from Ireland, maybe, and other European partners. Which is always great. It's always great to see.
It's excellent, and it's great that we can, as Babs, we can put that sort of event on and attract people from across Europe. Because the more time we spend with our European friends, the more ideas that we can share, and it's just all good. It's all good to get everything in a melting pot and see what happens. So
correct,
we like it.
So. It's not really a segue, but we're gonna use it as a. So speaking of Babs events, we're gonna talk about the next Babs event.
Well, hey,
not as in the one that's involving everyone, not the AGM. That we can talk about that later.
That's slightly off to the side a little bit.
No, let's talk about convention.
I agree, because that's much more exciting.
Agreed. Yes. Well, no, not for me, obviously, as director of governance. I love minutes and the Constitution, etc. But no. So convention this year, very exciting because we are doing something a little bit different to normal.
Yes,
which is very exciting. So, based on a number of pieces of feedback that we have had over the course of the last couple of years. About convention, about what people want to see at convention, about what people don't want to see at convention, about people's overarching thoughts on the weekend, how it should be, etc., etc. We have made a couple of changes, which is very exciting. So, and I'm hoping people are aware of these, but if not, we'll just cover off some of them now. So the primary change that most people will notice is that convention this year is happening on Saturday and Sunday. Normally in the past, Babs Convention has started on a Friday, but this year it's starting on Saturday and Sunday, and we are pushing things a little closer together. So for the first time, which is very exciting, the male chorus contest and the mixed chorus contest, while still remaining as separate contests in their own right with separate medals and champions, will be running concurrently. Mm-hmm. So as the chorus draw has happened, there will be male choruses after mixed choruses and mixed choruses after male choruses, and every chorus will cross the stage on Saturday. So it won't be that one is separate or at a different time. They will all be happening on Saturday in one big jamboree of choruses, which is very exciting. And we've got, I think, 36 choruses, I want to say, in total this year, which is which is a big number. So that's very exciting. And then on the Sunday of convention will be everything quartets. So not dissimilar to the model that labs currently employ, the quartet semi-finals will be happening in the morning, along with the youth and the seniors contest. So that will be 25 quartets, I think, in total, crossing the stage in the morning into the afternoon. And then in its normal place of Sunday afternoon / evening will be the quartet finals. So
Huge.
if you are, yeah. So that will be, and then of course we've got the open mic will be happening, and we've also got a Saturday night show, which is which we're obviously also looking forward to. But the primary thing as well, and I know 2026 is obviously things have got slightly more expensive and things are continuing to creep up in price. With it only being 2 days, we have been able to reduce our ticket prices by 20% on what they were on previous years, which is a great thing for members overall to not have to pay as much, to still get almost as much babs for their buck, as it were.
It's very good. Like I think there are a lot of really really good sort of side effects as well, which kind of improve levels of inclusion and that sort of thing. So obviously it's still on the bank holiday weekend.
Yes.
Which means that most people are likely not to be working on Monday, so you can still stay till Monday as usual, but you no longer need Friday off work, which is great. Right. So you get a day of holiday back. And you know, if you're a teacher, you don't have to like fight your department to get a day off work anymore, which is huge. Like the number of teaching people that we have in Babs is huge, and I think this will really help those folks, particularly those who sing in quartets.
Correct. Yes,
because they can now, you know, participate, and previously they literally might not have been able to.
Correct.
So you know, you can either travel down after work on Friday, and stay over Friday, or you can travel down, you know, early Saturday morning. What time does the contest start? Saturday, 10 o'clock, something like that.
I want to say 9:30.
All right. Cool. So you know, if you're closer, you could probably show up Saturday morning.
But all details are available currently on the Babs website, so do not take my word entirely as gospel on this. And if my word Alistair, right now is different, I'm running a very terrible, low quality computer, which will not allow me to open this app and multiple and other options. Whereas Peter is probably running some fancy pants MacBook that has
I'm looking up contest draws.
Yeah.
There's no timetable information out that I can see right now, so keep an eye on it.
Well,
so anyway, my point is you no longer need Friday off work. You can travel down Friday evening and not miss anything, or even Saturday morning if you don't want to do that. You can. If you are really trying to do it as cheaply as possible, you can get away with just staying one night and still see everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
You would just book in for Saturday night, and see everything on Saturday, everything on Sunday, and just go home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. If you know, there's the big afterglow on Sunday night, which is always a highlight for me. So if you want to do that, then it's 2 nights in a hotel, which is much better than 3, potentially even 4. Like if you were an early contestant in the quartet contest,
if you were
on Friday,
far away and you had
like
to,
a lot of people would have to come on Thursday, right? So for a lot of people, we've reduced this from a 4-night hotel stay to a 1 or 2 night hotel stay, reasonably, maybe 3 maximum. If you're on early on Saturday morning with a chorus, you might come down Friday night. But like, I think it's really, it doesn't look like a big change, but like really taking that day away really does open up a lot more possibilities for people. Which I think is really good. You know, we talk a lot about being inclusive and accessible, and I think convention being our flagship event, I think this is a really, really big step in making our flagship event more inclusive and more accessible. So big stuff. And I do think other side effects are, I think mixed choruses often felt a little bit off to the side, with their contest being Sunday lunchtime ish, whenever it was. Um, a lot of other choruses may have gone home by that point. I think integrating the mixed choruses into the Saturday draw, I think, will give the mixed choruses a much better experience. And we've heard from a lot of mixed chorus singers who said, "I can't wait to sing for the Saturday audience because everyone will still be there, and it's really really cool."
And it
So
also, like you say, gives the opportunity for a week, and we do know, and you sort of alluded to there, that there are people who will come to convention on Saturday and they will stay for Saturday. And again, totally get that. People have got
yeah,
family commitments, people have got reasons as to why that is the case. But what this then also now gives those individuals an opportunity to do is perhaps experience mixed barbershop choruses, which in that previous model of having just male choruses on Saturday, they've not been able to do.
yeah.
And that again gives another example of like the widening of participation and inclusion and opportunity in the Babs sphere. So I'm really quite pleased that that's a route that we have chosen to go down.
Yeah, it's very good. So just to run through very briefly, just to run through the costs. If you've not bought your ticket yet, if you are an adult, if you're age 16 or over, the cost of the full weekend is £75, which is, last year it was like 110. So it's like a
Yes,
really
correct.
serious reduction. If you are in full-time education, then you get half price. If you are under the age of 16, you get, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's £27.50. So that's a big reduction if you're under the age of 16. You can buy, if you're not competing, you can buy single day registrations for £35 each. And if you want to see, the Saturday show ticket is included in the full weekend tickets. But if you're not there for the whole weekend, you can get a Saturday show ticket for 15 quid as well. So look, I think it's very good value for money, even more so than it was before. So great set changes, and a very very exciting set of contests. Obviously, we've had quartet prelims, so we know which quartets are involved in the quartet contest. We've got some
Hmm.
very very exciting contestants. Let's just see if we can run through it. So we've got 3 quartets qualifying for international. Fifth Element, Emerald Guard, and Limelight. That's me. And then loads and loads of returning finalists from last year.
And years gone by.
And years gone by, including the return of Silver Street, which I am personally very excited
With a new
for.
baritone.
I love it, with a new baritone. We've got who else? Oh yes, so our last year's youth champions, the 6'4", are entering the national contest this year, which is very cool.
Hmm.
So yeah, lots to look forward to in the quartet contest. Oh, and
It would be remiss of us
go ahead.
to not
Sorry.
mention overtime, I feel, in this
Okay. Yeah.
this circumstance. So for those of you who are maybe not in the know, Finest Hour, perhaps one of the, I think I wouldn't be so bold as to say perhaps one of the best quartets to ever do it as far as Babs is concerned.
Yeah.
They have got a new individual on tenor, who is coming back, and therefore they're overtime quartet. So it is the chaps from Finest Hour, and I think is it Andy Foster on tenor?
It's Andy Foster. So the new lineup is Eddie and Nick Williams, who the lead and baritone from Finest Hour.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Pipe on bass, and Johnny was the bass that was the most recent bass of Finest Hour, but he wasn't their bass when they won Babs, right?
But he's also the former bass of the 1-2-3-4 Babs champions from last year.
Yeah. So, and then the tenor is Andy Foster, who we know from Reckless and Steel and Sound Crew and many other extremely good Babs quartets.
Yeah, very good Babs quartets.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the reason that's the reason they're allowed to compete again in Babs is because while Finest Hour is a past champion quartet, Johnny Pipe was not a member of that lineup.
Yes, correct.
If that makes sense. So this lineup, the rule is that you can't have any more than 2 members who are from a past champ quartet, right? So 2 members is fine, but if you have 3 members of then it's considered to be the same quartet. But because Johnny didn't win Babs with Finest Hour, he only joined Finest Hour after they won. Then actually, by the rules, they can class themselves as a new quartet and can therefore go in and enter the contest again. And they scored an 82 point something at prelims, which is very high.
Large. Which is a large score.
It's a score that has only previously been surpassed by, you guessed it, Finest Hour. In the Babs contest, because when they won, or maybe after they won, maybe one of their international qualifying scores, they got an 83, and that's the current Babs quartet scoring record. So it's very, very good. It's very exciting. And another fun bit of trivia about this quartet contest is because, of course, Johnny Pipe won, as you said, last year with the 1, 2, 3, 4, and if overtime win this year, then Johnny Pipe will be the first Babs singer to hand himself a gold medal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Nobody, as far as I know, and I'm sure listeners will email podcast at
Sam Hubbard, please email
if I'm wrong. But as far as I know, no singer in Babs has ever won the quartet contest 2 years in a row.
2 years consecutively. Interesting.
Which is cool.
Yeah. If Brian Schofield hasn't done it, no one's done it.
Yeah, then nobody's done it.
That's how it that. But speaking of, as well, on the speaking of Brian Schofield, one thing again, just because I do want to talk as well about the youth and seniors for the upcoming contest as well. But a brief aside on that, Brian's latest quartet, the Old Romantics, Babs Seniors Champs from last year, went to the BHS Midwinter convention this year and came 5th. So
they got a medal.
They got a medal, 5th place bronze medal, which is phenomenal.
Congratulations to the Old Romantics, featuring just to take this conversation full circle, Phil Cuthbert, who was the bass in Finest Hour when they won Babs.
Well, there we go.
So just to take this whole thing,
it's all
coming
together, guys. It's all coming together.
Yeah,
But then I believe there's a new youth quartet, if memory serves me correctly, at prelims. I believe they're called Live Lounge. Rings a bell. And, straight out of the bat, and there's, I believe it's their lead, is a guy called Joe, completely new to Barbershop. I met him a couple of years ago because he came to a hot ticket gig, and he was one of only 2 people in the audience who didn't know any people on stage directly. So it's like he'd come because, likes Barbershop, likes what Hot Ticket would do. It was Hot Ticket and Hot Mess. Not Hot Mess. These Notes. Sorry, I'm getting my 2 monosyllabic quartets
very different.
Very
quartets,
different. Yeah. But yeah, Hot Ticket and These Notes did a concert. Yeah, and Joe came along. Then he was absolutely screaming a Santa Fe tag in the afterglow of that. It was very, very good. Ollie Goodall, not so much. He was having a bad time. I'm going to call him out. Since then he's joined Cottontown. I believe he did a solo as part of Cottontown's song last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seem to remember that happening at Labs, maybe. They did that at Labs.
Yeah, that might have been it. Yeah, that was it. I knew there was, and he's brilliant. He's absolutely phenomenal. What a great guy.
What a lad. And Jamie Braham on bass in
Jamie
Live
Braham
Lounge.
on bass.
Jamie Braham on bass.
I remember the days when Jamie Braham was not able to sing bass.
Yeah, with me, because he sang with me in my
that was my first contest.
Was it?
Yeah, 2018.
God. Oh, we're just reminiscing now of days gone by.
It was Calvin in that quartet as well.
Calvin was in that quartet, and also Bryant the younger.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Anyway, that's my talking about that.
Who says we don't care about the history of Babs? Here we are reminiscing about quartets from 8 years ago.
Yeah, I was just it's a lot of my life. 8 years.
Yeah,
It's just 25%.
absolutely. Right, Alistair. Look, we've been doing this for 45 minutes now, and
Yep.
I think let's try and wrap this up in a
We're going to end on
neat
something
little
of
bow.
substance.
Is there anything of substance that we can end on? No.
No, not really.
Brilliant. Do you need to tell people, the good people, about the AGM?
Yeah, we will talk about the AGM. So this is hot off the press because I literally clicked send on the email before hopping on this podcast. So I don't know how long this podcast will take to go out. Could be out.
Let's find out
shortly. Let's find out. But yes, the AGM, the Babs AGM, the annual general meeting of Babs, is happening in Leeds this year.
In
Leeds. Very exciting.
Leeds.
Very much in Yorkshire, which we're a big fan of. So that is happening on the 20th. He says, checking his calendar.
I can't believe. Go on. Which, the Sunday the 20 what?
2nd of March.
Very good. I can't believe
believe
the minute I leave the Babs board, you immediately schedule a Babs meeting for somewhere local to me for the first time ever. That's very good.
You weren't demanding enough with your locations, that's why.
I wasn't, no. Sunday the 22nd of March.
Sunday the 22nd of March. Chairs and council members should have received an email about that in their inboxes, well, literally today. Very exciting. Obviously, we've got, as we mentioned at the top, a bit of an interesting situation happening at the board at the moment, but we are keen to tell you all about what we're doing, what our plans are for the future, what that will look like. So do come along. We're going to see as many people's faces there as possible. And again, if you do want to just watch proceedings, if you want to tune in to proceedings,
I see what you did there.
It's like, that was not even deliberate. Well done. If you want to just catch up on the AGM, you are able to watch the live stream that we'll be doing from the venue.
Very good.
But you obviously can't participate unless you're a council member. So yeah, get involved. We want to see you there. Want to see you hear what you want to talk about. We want to talk to you. It'll be great fun.
Also, it involves elections of or re-elections, depending on what's going on, of Babs
of trustees, old and new
trustees and directors and things. So,
of which I am one of, and Peter
big deal.
Is no longer.
Ha. No.
Which it's okay.
It's very good. I pulled one over on all of you by resigning.
Absconding.
Aha. Oh, yes,
you did.
Quite.
But
I think I'm very, very happy to be continuing this podcast. I'm happy that it's continuing. As I say, the future of this podcast is exciting and full of magic and wonder. So do subscribe, however you tend to do that sort of thing. You can listen on whatever podcast app you like.
You can't listen on BBC Sounds, though.
You can't listen on BBC Sounds because they have created a walled garden for their own podcasts, and they're not letting anyone else in. However, any good podcast app will support the TuneIn podcast, and you can also watch on YouTube. You can also go to singbarbershop.com/podcast and listen right there without having to.
And if somebody wants to be on TuneIn, how do they go about doing that? Let's do this live. Let's do this in real time.
Let's
get it set up right now.
Let's devise a system right now, live on the air. So I think the best thing to do, probably to begin with, is email podcast@singbarbershop.com, and that will come through to me, and we can have a conversation. I actually think a slightly better idea as well is, rather than somebody saying, I think I'm important enough to be on the podcast, I think maybe if there's somebody,
podcast,
which is what you've done, Alistair, yes. If you have a thought about, somebody who's really cool, who I think people should know more about in the barbershop community, I think they should be on the podcast.
I've already been on it twice. So.
Yeah. Email me again and just say, hey, you should interview, you should speak to this person. This is what they've done. They're very cool. Here's their email address. I'm sure they'd be great.
But
And
ask
do
them
that.
first before sharing their email address, because that would be a direct violation of GDPR guidelines if you do
Thank
that.
you.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, don't do that.
So yeah, I think I just want to get to know more cool barbershoppers, and I want barbershoppers to know about more cool barbershoppers,
To
and
know
I want to
you.
yes, that. And I think this podcast is a very good platform to do that.
Agreed.
And the bonus is that if you successfully nominate a podcast guest, then that means you don't have to listen to a member of the Babs board for a little while.
Because
which-
I will do this podcast indefinitely. And
Alistair will
the
be
people
here
don't
month
the
after month if I ask
I don't know if I'm happy. The people might not want that. The listenership may go down.
Yeah.
It may not end well. But so to
Yes.
save yourselves from me, please email podcast@singbarbershop. I'm gonna flood your inbox with loads of requests.
Please.
I've really heard cool things about this Alistair guy. You should talk to him.
You should speak to him more.
But yeah, no,
thank you, Alistair. In all sincerity, thank you for your time and for
absolutely. I've had a great time as always. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, likewise. And again, if you're listening, thank you. It's been a pleasure to talk at you and get subscribed. Looking forward to speaking to you again in the next one. Buy your convention ticket.
Yes, please do that.
That's the end. See you next time.
Bye, friends.